Good evening and welcome to the latest edition of Music Talk. I am Chaz and this is Ben. As you can see, we are back in Benjamin's bedroom because Liam is not here tonight, sadly.
Yeah.
He didn't actually give us a reason, but I imagine it was something along the lines of...
wanking.
No, come on. It's more like, I have life outside the band, you know, as he sits in his room playing with his action men, insisting that they're not dolls. Also, this gives us an opportunity to get back to what a lot of people described as the best lineup of Music Talk.
A lot of people. That's only you, but it's, again, one of those things. No one's disputed you.
No, exactly. Tell us what you think. Do you miss Liam, or do you think we should permanently not allow him on the show? Have we got any news?
Big Gruesome news.
Yeah, we have a bit, don't we?
We've got a bit of Big Gruesome news, yeah. We've literally put the finishing touches on our recording. We've been keeping up with our recording diaries videos. We've just done guitars, so we've got vocals coming up real soon.
We are genuinely very excited to get the stuff out there, aren't we? So
yep.
We've got, obviously, as we said, a bit of a different show with Liam not being here. It's just going to be our two picks. Liam has sent us an album to listen to, so we haven't listened to it yet.
No, but we know what it is, and we both
nervous.
We sighed at the exact moment that he told us what it was. We both just went,
right.
Can't wait to rip into it.
Yeah, we'll save that for last, yeah? Just before Naughty Little Choon. So Ben's going to go first and make his selection.
It's my turn.
It's Ben's turn.
So yeah, my pick this week is Polaris by TesseracT. TesseracT are a band that I've been into for quite a long time. They rose to fame during the sort of early years of like what is now known as gent music, but essentially like technical, progressive metals.
I still love
but they've done
that genre name.
Gent.
Like,
yeah, I know.
It's just ridiculous.
The amount of people when it first came out pronouncing it wrong.
D-gent.
But didn't you have a sound guy that called it D-gent?
It was a promoter that we were playing for, and he was describing one of the bands we were playing, and he went, "They're a bit D-gent."
That whole gent genre, to be honest, like it was really great at the time, like when Periphery first came through and bands like that. But I think it got old real quick. And I think TesseracT are one of the few bands that came out of that genre that actually had the foresight to see that. And they've done everything they can on the last couple of albums to be even more experimental, even more original. Like the last two albums have just completely blown me away. Their last album, Altered State, without a doubt is one of the best albums that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Fact.
I agree, it's a very, very good album.
Yeah.
That was quite a statement, but yeah. I mean, we kind of know Jay, the drummer, and I'm always blown away by that recording. Yeah, but also, if you've ever seen it live, he's
a lunatic, Jay. Like, I mean, he literally just... The way I would describe his drumming is literally like... He hits the cymbals to sort of keep the timing of the song, but then he just hits the snare and the bass drum whenever the fuck he wants, really.
I guess probably the harder thing for him is not necessarily writing it, it's remembering to do it the same way twice.
Yeah. The story behind...
Should we put something on the hits?
Yeah, let's put it on the hits. So the story behind Polaris, TesseracT have rejoined with their old singer, Dan, who was the singer on their album 1, which was the album before the last one.
Another masterpiece.
Yeah, 1 is awesome as well. This album, Polaris, definitely for me, like it sounds to me like it's a real crossover between the last album, Altered State, and the album before, 1.
You get with a lot of tech metal that they just write overcomplicated parts for like the sake of writing something overcomplicated.
Absolutely.
But with TesseracT, I just feel like they actually make songs.
Absolutely, and that's why I love them so much.
And as musical movements, like a lot of it's just beautiful.
This album for me, Polaris, it's a grower, not a shower. So I probably haven't listened to it enough times to give like my final opinion on it, but I'd probably say it's not quite as good as All to Stay. But that's
not necessarily a bad thing.
No, this album is still absolutely quality. I'm just really pleased that, well, firstly that they've got a singer that they hopefully can finally now stick with, but secondly, they haven't let it, the fact that they've gone back to an old singer, make them take a step back musically.
No, they've carried on doing what they're doing.
Exactly, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
If you're a rock or metal fan and you haven't listened to TesseracT yet, then I absolutely think you should.
Anyone who's not necessarily into tech metal or progressive metal, I think if you're into just epic rock, even then I think you could get into this because they've got every element of that. Yeah. Brilliant.
Done.
Right, my pick for this week is an emotional one.
Yeah, for me too.
In the light of them breaking up in the last week or so, kind of expectedly, and probably just about the right time, although it's still very sad. My pick for this week is Funeral for a Friend.
Can't pick the best ones. A little closer, maybe a bit too closer. Till fortune to turn out a flawless performance.
After we became musicians, Funeral were probably one of the first bands that me and you both like obsessed over.
Yeah.
Their first full album, Casually Dressed, and then the second album, Hours.
Those two albums were just so good. They were phenomenal albums. And Casually Dressed, at the time, I don't think there was anything else like it.
What they did and what they were singing about was completely new to me. And I as a 14, 15-year-old, I absolutely loved it. And then, about a year later, everyone was calling them an emo band. The word emo didn't exist when I first started listening to Funeral for a Friend. They were just completely original.
Yeah, and then this kind of whole scene.
What they did created that sort of scene, and they sort of got pigeonholed into it. For me, I think what killed them was they just went, okay, we're part of that scene, and they went with it.
They ran with it, and then when that kind of died,
they shouldn't have done that.
Shortly after,
I think that's what killed them. If they just carried on trying to be as original as possible instead of trying to go with the crowd, because they got left behind, I think.
To be fair, they got lighter as well. And unfortunately, a lot of bands do that. They do go lighter, and then people get less interested.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, their third album, which I can't even remember the name of it because I really disliked it.
I hated it.
Although Into Oblivion, me and Ben disagree. I actually think Into Oblivion.
I think Into Oblivion was the time where
everyone turned away from him.
Yeah, that's when I turned away from him, and I think a lot of people
still went gold though. Those three albums all still went gold.
Really?
Yeah. Casually Dressed and Deep in Conversation. We got the track listings here, so I'm looking away from the camera slightly. Genero at the time was a proper bang,
has become like a proper emo anthem. But like I said, when that came out, the word emo didn't exist.
No. Rookie of the Year's a superb opener. Bullet Theory is just a ridiculous song. Escape Artists Never Die is my proper emotional hymn. We're going to get that on now.
On the hits.
Yeah. Track 8, She Drove Me to Daytime TV, which is one of my favourite Funeral for a Friend songs still. I think it's the first one I heard.
That was the first one I heard.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, Geneo was the first I heard, and I was like, that's really good.
Yeah.
Then when I heard She Drove Me to Daytime TV and Bullet Theory, I was like,
banger!
Who are these people? Yeah. I've seen Funeral 5 or 6 times. You've seen it more than that, haven't you?
Yeah, I have no idea how many times I've seen it.
Last time I saw him was at Reading Festival.
Yeah.
Playing on the Lockup. And
headlining the Sunday night.
Loads of people had gone there. The tent was packed, just waiting to hear these songs. And then they opened up with Bullet Theory, and everyone just went, "Oh my god, this is going to be amazing! We're 15 again." And it was just, it was amazing.
Even then, though, they played a couple of things off Conjure, and that was really good as well. They were meant to end the set with History, and History, I think I did a bit more like lyrical research into what that was about, and like it's amazing.
Really underrated lyricist, Matt Davis.
He is again.
Just sort of written off as just emo. They're doing a farewell tour.
Yeah,
me and Chaz really wanted to go, but it's sold out already. They're
doing, I think, something like 14 dates, and they're playing each venue twice. On the first day, they're doing Hours in full and other stuff, and then on the second day, they're doing Casually Dressed and Deep in Conversation.
Fantastic.
In full, which is genius.
I'd go to both.
I'm going to touch briefly on Memory and Humanity, and the reason is the third album, which we've already struck upon our dislike, I think completely filtered any interest people had in their next album out. I actually bought it at the time, and then I had it in my car, but I never really listened to it. I think I listened to it once, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, and then I just didn't listen to it again. And I picked it up again a couple of years later, and I was like, wow, There's so many good songs on this.
Yeah.
Like, how they don't play any of this live.
It just
like,
shows what happens when you lose momentum.
Exactly, yeah. If you haven't heard their first 2 albums, go back and listen to them. Go back and listen to Some Ways to Scream Your Name, because it's superb.
Yeah.
But if you are a fan of Funeral for a Friend and you haven't necessarily given their latest stuff as much of a listen as you should, definitely listen to Conjure. Definitely listen to Memory and Humanity. Superb band, and
Rest
we
in
can,
peace.
yeah, we can only honour you with the rock signs. Right. Okay, we move on. We move on to Liam's choice for us to listen to today. This is going to be
painful.
Yeah, well, it might be good.
No, well, let's see.
So Liam's choice for us is Duran Duran and their new album, which is called
Paper Gods.
Everybody everywhere, feeling in the air. Oh yeah, it's time to take the pressure off. Everybody everywhere, step out into the future. It's time to take the pressure off.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's got the weirdest and possibly worst album cover I've ever seen. Pink background, sumo wrestler, ice cream, stripper.
Sumo wrestler looking like he's about to take a dump.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Let's try this out. We're going to listen to a song called Pressure Off.
This is the first ever live listen to on Big
like
Gruesome
yeah.
Music Talk.
I mean, Duran Duran do have some great songs. You're not keen at all?
The 80s is a period of music that, generally speaking...
You're not keen, are you?
Yeah. Oh Christ, I can't do this. This is it's just crap. So let's put another song on.
Okay.
Alright. I'm going open-minded here.
This one is called
Face for Today.
I wonder when the filthy bass comes in. Oh.
That's pretty filthy bass. This song, like, I'm like, yeah, this is okay, and then they'll do something that's just really bad.
This is like anti-Chaz.
Yeah. They've got hits, so I don't mind in a club.
Come on, the Reflex.
Yeah, it's
Come
it's a jam.
on.
Yeah. Like how am I listening to that any time when I'm sober?
Really?
Yeah.
I could handle like a few of Duran's greatest hits.
Yeah.
But that's
like
the
one or
point.
two.
They're a greatest hits band. Although to be fair, it's not for us to say like, oh, never make music again. Stop doing the thing you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
But
it is for us to say, Liam, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
It is time for Naughty Little Choon.
Oh, now that, my friend, is a naughty little tune.
This week's Naughty Little Choon is
My Mind by Coic.
My mind is so far away. I'm lost in each word you say. My mind is so far away. Now you're
So, Echoic are friends of Ben's. So, yeah, they are buddies. That's not why we're doing this. So, they've actually...
I've known Jack for quite a while, and
Yeah.
and Kira, who's the drummer. Vaguely,
yeah.
but yeah.
So, we thought we actually thought, because this is a really good song, that we make it.
Yeah, they released it not
minutes.
so long ago. They're very, like, in terms of like the way that they write songs, okay. They're basically, if you haven't heard them, they're like a quite newish band from Reading who are like coming. They're doing a really great job, actually. In fact, they're on tour at the moment.
Aren't they on Arcane Roots management?
They've got the same manager, yeah.
Okay.
Which is awesome. And he's obviously doing a good job with them, their manager, because they are doing some good stuff at the moment. They're making
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, as much as I really like the song, I love, it's a really great track. I might have to have a few words with Jack next time I see him about what's actually going on in the video.
Yeah.
It confused me a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a really great song.
Yes. In terms of sound like, so obviously you can hear what's going on, but they've got a little bit of a Don Broco element to them, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they're just a good band, aren't they?
They're good. They keep it simple, and the songs are really strong, and yeah.
Everyone, go and listen to Echoic. If they're doing a show near you on this tour, definitely go to that. Or if you've missed the tour, obviously look out for any shows they're doing, any of the releases. They've got some EPs up on.
Yeah, you can check them out on Spotify.
Yeah, on Spotify. I'm sure they probably got up on iTunes as well if you actually want to stick some hands in your pockets and grab some coins and throw at them. That pretty much wraps up the show.
Yeah.
We love getting new subscribers, and this week's subscribe button is...
Yeah. This week's subscribe button is this lovely Karma's Cocoa Butter formula fucking moisturiser shit.
You sold that product brilliantly, mate. You'll be on their adverts any day now.
Fingers crossed for an endorsement.
Yeah. Obviously, keep an eye out for any other stuff that we got coming out. First gig is within a few weeks from now, so...
I mean, I can't remember the date of it.
It's like 17th of October-ish, something like that. It's in October. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully next week Liam will turn up and not pick a awful band for us to listen to.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thanks, everyone.
Subscribe.
Bruce.